Equity, fairness. Equivocate, to deceive, to lie. Erode, to eat away. Errant, wandering. Erudite, scholarly. Escarpment, a steep slope. Eschew, to avoid. Esculent, edible. Esoteric, for a limited, specially initiated group. Espouse, to marry, to advocate a cause. Esprit de corps, group spirit. Estimable, worthy of respect or esteem. Estival, pertaining to summer. Estranged, separated. Ethereal, celestial, spiritual. Ethnic, pertaining to races or cultures. Eugenic, pertaining to the bearing of genetically healthy offspring. Eulogy, high praise. Euphemism, an inoffensive expression substituted for an unpleasant one. Euphoria, a feeling of well-being. Euthanasia, painless death. Evanescent, fleeting. Evasive, not frank or straightforward. Evince, to make evident, to display. Eviscerate, to disembowel. Evoke, to call forth. Evolve, to develop gradually, to unfold. Exacerbate, to make more intense, to aggravate. Exact, to call for, to require. Exasperate, to vex. Excise, to cut away. Excoriate, to strip of skin, to denounce harshly. Exculpate, to free from blame. Execrable, detestable. Exemplary, serving as a good example. Exhort, to urge. Exigency, an emergency. Exiguous, meager. Exonerate, to acquit. Exorbitant, excessive, extravagant. Exorcise, to drive out an evil spirit. Expatiate, to talk freely and at length. Expedient, advantageous. Expedite, to speed up or make easy. Expeditious, efficient and quick. Expiate, to atone for. Expound, to set forth. Expunge, to blot out, to erase. Expurgate, to rid a book of offensive material. Extant, in existence. Extemporaneous, not planned. Extenuate, to make thin, to diminish. Extirpate, to pluck out. Extol, to praise. Extort, to take from a person by force. Extradition, the surrender by one state to another of an alleged criminal. Extraneous, not essential. Extricate, to free. Extrinsic, unessential, extraneous. Extrovert, one whose interest is directed outside himself. Extrude, to force or push out. Exuberant, profuse, effusive. Exude, to discharge or ooze, to radiate, to diffuse. Fabricate, to build, to lie fast. Aude, the front of a building. Facet, a small plane of a gem, an aspect. Facetious, humorous, joking. Facile, easy, expert. Facilitate, to make easier. Faction, a clique or party. Factious, producing or tending to dissension. Factitious, artificial. Factotum, an employee with many duties. Faculty, an ability, a sense. Feign, gladly. Fallacious, misleading, containing a fallacy. Fallible, capable of error. Fallow, land left unplanted during a growing season. Falter, to move unsteadily, to stumble or stammer. Fanaticism, excessive enthusiasm. Fastidious, hard to please, easy to offend. Fatalism, the belief that all events are ruled by fate. Fatuous, foolish. Fauna, animal life, foe. Pa, an error in social behavior. Fond, to seek favor by demeaning oneself. Fealty, loyalty. Feasible, practical. Feckless, weak, careless. Feculent, filthy, foul. fecundity, fertility, productiveness. Feign to pretend. Feint a move intended to throw one's opponent off guard. Felicitous, apt, happy in expression. Fell, cruel, fierce. Felonious, wicked. Ferment a state of unrest. Ferret, to search out. Fervid, hot, ardent. Fade, a lavish entertainment, often in someone's honor. Fetid, stinking. Felter, to shackle or restrain. Fetal, state of the body and mind. Fiasco, a complete failure. Fiat, a command. Fickle, changeable. Fidelity, faithfulness. Fiduciary, pertaining to one who holds something in trust for another. Figment, an invention, a fiction. Filch, to steal. Filial, pertaining to a son or daughter. Finale, a conclusion. Finesse, skill, cunning. Finite, limited. Fissure, a narrow opening or cleft. Flaccid, flabby. Flag, to droop or lose vigor. Flagellate, to whip or flog. Flagitious, wicked and vile. Flagrant, glaring as an error. Flail, to beat. Flamboyant, ornate, showy. Flatulent, gas-producing, windy in speech. Flaunt, to show off, to display. Flay, to skin, to pillage, to censure harshly. Fledgling, a young bird that has his feathers, an immature person. Flippant, pert. Florid, flowery, ornate. Flotsam, ship wreckage floating on the sea, drifting persons or things. Flout, to reject. Fluctuate, to waver. Fluent, fluid, easy with words. Flux, a moving, a flowing. Foible, a failing or weakness. Foist, to pass off fraudulently. Foment, to stir up. Foppish, like a dandy. Foray, a raid. Forbearance, patience. Foreboding, a feeling of coming evil. Formidable, threatening. Forswear, to renounce. Forte, strong point. Fortitude, strength, courage. Fortuitous, accidental. Foster, to rear, to promote. Fractious, unruly. Fraud-filled. Fray, a commotion or fight. Freebooter, a plunderer, a pirate. Frenetic, frantic, frenzied. Frenzy, violent emotional excitement. Fresco, a painting done on fresh plaster. Freshet, a stream or rush of water. Frigid, very cold. Fritter, to waste. Frivolous, of little importance or value, trivial. Froward, obstinate. Fructify, to bear fruit. Frugal, thrifty. Fruition, use or realization, enjoyment. Frustrate, to counteract, to prevent from achieving something. Fulminate, to explode suddenly, to thunder forth verbally. Fulsome, offensive particularly because of insincerity. Funereal, appropriate to funerals. Furor, a fury or frenzy. Furtive, stealthy. Fusion, union. Futile, useless. Gainsay, to deny. Gamble, to skip and frolic. Gamut, the whole range. Gate, to open wide. Gargantuan, gigantic. Garish, gaudy. Garner, to gather or store. Garnish, to decorate. Garrulous, talkative. Gasconade, boastful talk. Gelid, icy, frozen. Generality, abroad, vague statement. Generic, pertaining to a whole class, kind, or group. Genial, favorable to growth, kindly. Genre, a kind or category. Gentility of the upper classes, having taste and refinement. Gentry, people of education and good birth. Germane, relevant and pertinent to the case at hand. Germinal, in the first stage of growth. Gesticulation, gesture. Ghastly, horrible. Gibbet, gallows. Jibe, to scoff at, to deride. Gist, the main point in a debate or question. Glaucous, bluish or yellowish green. Glid, fluent. Gloaming, dusk. Glower, to look at with evil satisfaction or greed. Glur, to overfill. Glutinous, gluey. Gluttony, excess in eating. Gnarled, twisted. Gnomic, wise and pithy. Goad, to urge, to drive. Gorge, to stuff. Gouge, to scoop out, to tear out. Gradation, arrangement by grades or steps. Gradient, a slope, the degree of a slope. Graphic, vivid, pertaining to writing. Granary, a storehouse for grain. Grandiloquent, using pompous language. Grandiose, imposing, splendid. Gratis, free. Gratuitous, given freely, unwarranted. Gregarious, tending to flock together. Grimace, an expression that twists the face. Grotesque, distorted, bizarre, absurd. Grotto, a cave. Grovel, to lie prone, to act humble or abject. Grueling, punishing. Gudgeon, a person who is easy to trick. Guerdon, a reward. Guile, deceit. Guileless, innocent. Gullible, easily tricked. Gustatory, pertaining to tasting. Gusto, liking, great appreciation or relish. Guttural, pertaining to the throat. Habiliments, clothing, equipment. Habitable, able or fit to be lived in. Hackneyed, trite. Haggard, unruly, looking worn and wasted from exertion or emotion. Haggle, to bargain. Halcyon, peaceful. Hale, healthy and sound. Hallucination, a perception of something imaginary. Hamper, to obstruct or hinder. Haphazard, random. Hapless, unlucky. Harangue, a long speech, a tirade. Harass, to worry or torment. Harbinger, a forerunner. Harp, to persist in talking or writing about something. Harridan, a shrewish old woman. Harrow, to rob or plunder. Harry, to raid, to torment or worry. Haughty, showing scorn for others, proud. Hauteur, haughtiness. Hawser, a large rope or cable for mooring or anchoring a ship. Hector, to bully. Hedonism, the pursuit of pleasure as the primary goal of life. Heedless, careless, unmindful. Hegemony, leadership, dominance. Heinous, abominable. Herbaceous, pertaining to herbs or leaves. Herculean, of great size, strength, or courage. Heresy, a religious belief opposed by the Church. Heterodox, unorthodox, inclining toward heresy. Heterogeneous, dissimilar, varied. Hiatus, a gap or break. Hibernal, pertaining to winter. Hierarchy, an arrangement in order of rank. Hieratratic, priestly. Hieroglyphic, written in symbols, hard to read or understand. Hilarity, mirth. Hinder, to restrain or hold back. Hirsute, hairy. Histrionic, theatrical. Hoary, white, white-haired. Holocaust, destruction by fire. Homage, allegiance or honor. Homicide, the killing of one person by another. Homily, a long, dull sermon. Homogeneous, similar, uniform. Hone, to sharpen. Hortatory encouraging, giving advice. Horticulture the growing of plants. Hybrid of mixed or unlike parts. Hydrous containing water. Hyperbole exaggeration. Hypercritical too critical. Hypochondriac one who constantly believes he is ill. Hypocritical pretending to be what one is not. Hypothetical assumed, supposed. Iconoclast one who attacks traditional ideas. Ideology a body of ideas. Idiosyncrasy a personal peculiarity. Idolatry worship. Idle a poem based on a simple scene. Igneous pertaining to or produced by fire. Ignoble dishonorable, base. Ignominious shameful, degrading. Illicit unlawful, prohibited. Illusory unreal, deceptive. Imbibe to drink in, or absorb. Imbroglio a confusion, a misunderstanding. Imbue to color, to inspire with ideas. Immaculate spotless, clean. Imminent existing within. Imminent about to happen. Immolate to sacrifice. Immutable unchangeable. Impair to make worse or weaker, to reduce. Impale to fix on a pointed object. Impalpable not capable of being felt, not capable of being grasped by the mind. Impasse a situation with no escape or solution. Impassive not feeling pain, calm. Impeccable faultless. Impecunious poor, penniless. Impede to obstruct or delay. Impending about to happen. Impenitent without regret. Imperious domineering. Impermeable unable to be penetrated. Impertinent irrelevant, impudent. Imperturbable unable to be disturbed, impassive. Impervious impenetrable, not affected by something. Impetuous rushing, rash or impulsive. Impetus a force, a driving force. Impiety lack of reverence for God or parents. Implacable incapable of being pacified. Implicate to involve, to imply. Implicit implied, absolute. Impolitic unwise. Import meaning, significance. Importune to urge persistently. Impotent weak, powerless. Imprecate to pray for evil. Impregnable unable to be conquered or entered. Impresario a manager in the performing arts. Impromptu offhand. Impropriety being improper. Improvident not providing for the future. Impugn to oppose or challenge. Impunity freedom from punishment or harm. Impute to charge another with a negative trait. Inadvertent heedless, unintentional. Inane empty, foolish. Inarticulate unable to speak understandably or at all. Incantation a chant supposed to work magic. Incapacitate to disable. Incarcerate to imprison. Incendiary pertaining to destruction by fire. Inception beginning. Incessant never ending. Inchoate just begun, incipient. Incipient in the first stage of existence. Incisive keen, sharp. Inclement stormy, harsh. Incognito disguised. Incongruous incompatible, inappropriate. Inconsequential unimportant. Incontrovertible undeniable. Incorrigible unreformable. Increment increase, the amount of increase. Incriminate to accuse of a crime, to involve in a crime. Incubus a nightmare, an oppressive burden. Inculcate to instill. Inculpate to incriminate. Incursion and inroad, a brief raid. Indefatigable, untiring. Indemnify to insure, to reimburse. Indict to charge formally with. Indigenous, growing or living in a particular area. Indict to compose and write. Indolent, lazy, idle. Indomitable, hard to discourage or defeat. Indubitable, unquestionable. Indulgent, giving in to one's own desires, kind or lenient. Indurate, hardened. Ineffable, inexpressible. Ineluctable, unavoidable. Inept, unfit, clumsy. Inert, powerless to move, slow. Inexorable, unrelenting, unalterable. Infallible, incapable of error. Infamous, notorious. Inference, something that is drawn as a conclusion. Infernal, pertaining to hell, diabolical. Infidel, one who doesn't believe in a particular doctrine or religion. Infinite, limitless, vast. Infirmity, weakness. Influx of, flowing in. Infringe, to violate. Ingenious, having genius, clever, original. Ingenuous, candid, frank. Ingrate, an ungrateful person. Ingratiate, to win another's favor by efforts. Inherent, innate, characteristic. Inhibit, to hold back or repress. Inimical, hostile, in opposition. Iniquitous, wicked. Innate, existing in someone from birth or in something by its nature. Innocuous, harmless, non-controversial. Innuendo, an indirect remark or reference. Inordinate, unregulated, immoderate. Inscrutable, obscure, not easily understood. Insensate, not feeling, inanimate, insensitive. Insidious, crafty. Insinuate, to work gradually into a state, to hint. Insipid, tasteless, dull. Insolent, impudent, disrespectful. Insolvent, bankrupt, unable to pay debts. Insouciant, carefree, indifferent. Instigate, to urge on to some action, to incite. Insular, like an island, isolated, narrow-minded. Insuperable, unable to be overcome. Insurgent, a person who rises up against political authority. Intangible, unable to be touched, impalpable. Integrity, wholeness, soundness, honesty. Intelligentsia, intellectuals as a group. Inter, to bury. Interdict, to prohibit, to restrain or impede. Interim, meantime. Interjection, something thrown in or interrupted with, an exclamation. Intermittent, periodic, starting and stopping. Internecine, mutually harmful or destructive. Interpolate, to insert. Interregnum, a break, as between governments or regimes. Intestate, without a legal will to distribute one's property after death. Intimate, to hint. Intractable, unruly or stubborn. Intransigent, refusing to agree or compromise. Intrepid, fearless. Intrinsic, inherent, of the nature of a thing. Introvert, a person who looks inside himself more than outside. Intuition, immediate understanding. Inundate, to flood. Inured, habituated to something unpleasant. Invective, a violent verbal attack. Invade, to talk or write strongly against. Inveigle, to trick or entice. Inverse, opposite. Investiture, the giving of office to someone. Inveterate, of long standing. Invidious, offensive. Inviolable, not to be violated, unable to be violated. Invulnerable, unable to be injured or wounded. Iota, a tiny amount. irascible, quick-tempered, irksome, tiresome, annoying, irremediable, incurable or irreparable, irrevocable, unable to be called back or undone, iterate, to repeat, itinerant, traveling, jaded, tired, satiated, jaundiced, yellow, prejudiced, jeopardy, peril, jettison, to throw overboard, jetty, a wall built out into the water, jocose, humorous, jocular, joking, jocund, cheerful, journeyman, a worker who has learned a trade, judicious, wise, juggernaut, any extremely strong and irresistible force, juncture, a point of joining, a critical point in the development of events, junket, a feast or picnic, a pleasure excursion, hoon, to men engaged in political intrigue, juxtapose, to place side by side, ken, understanding, kinetic, pertaining to motion, kith, friends, knavery, dishonesty, deceit, knell, to ring solemnly, knoll, a small hill, labyrinth, a maze, lacerate, to tear or mangle, lachrymose, tearful, lackadaisical, spiritless, listless, laconic, brief, using few words, lacuna, a gap where something is missing, laggard, one who is slow, laity, all the people who are not clergy, lambent, flickering, glowing, lampoon, to attack or ridicule, languid, weak, listless, languish, to lose vigor, to droop, larceny, theft, largest, generosity, lascivious, lewd, lustful, lassitude, weariness, latent, hidden or undeveloped, lateral, pertaining to the side or sides, latitude, freedom to act, laudatory, praising, lecherous, lustful, legerdemain, trickery, lesion, an injury, lethal, deadly, lethargic, dull, sluggish, levity, gaiety, liaison, a linking up, libel, false printed material intended to harm a person's reputation, libertine, one who lives a morally unrestrained life, libidinous, lustful, lewd, licentious, morally unrestrained, liege, a name for a feudal lord or his subject, lieu, place in lieu of, limn, to paint or draw, to describe in words, limpid, clear, literal, word for word, actual, lithe, flexible, limber, litigation, carrying out a lawsuit, littoral, pertaining to the shore or coast, livid, black and blue, lead-colored, loath, reluctant, loath, to detest, locution, a word or phrase, a style of speech, longevity, long life, loquacious, talkative, loud, a stupid person, lubricity, smoothness, trickiness, lucent, shining, giving off light, lucid, transparent, clear, lucrative, profitable, lucre, money, ludicrous, absurd, lugubrious, mournful, luminary, a body that sheds light, a person who enlightens, any famous person, lurid, sensational, lustrous, shining, luxuriant, lush, rich, macabre, gruesome, horrible, macerate, to soften by soaking, to break or tear into small pieces, Machiavellian, crafty and deceitful, machination, a secret plot or scheme, magnanimous, generous, not petty, magnate, an important person, often in a business, magniloquent, lofty or pompous, maim, to disable or mutilate a person, maladroit, clumsy, Malaise, a vague feeling of illness. Malcontent, discontented. Malediction, a curse. Malefactor, one who does evil. Malevolent, wishing ill to others. Malfeasance, a wrongdoing. Malicious, spiteful. Malign, to slander. Malignant, evil, harmful. Malinger, to pretend to be ill to avoid doing something. Malleable, able to be hammered, pliable. Mammoth, enormous. Mandate, an official order or command. Mandatory, required. Maniacal, insane, raving. Manifest, apparent or evident. Manipulate, to work with the hands, to control by unfair means. Manumission, liberation from slavery. Marauder, a raider. Maritime, pertaining to the sea. Martial, pertaining to war or the military, warlike. Martinet, a strict disciplinarian. Masochist, one who enjoys suffering. Masticate, to chew up. Maternal, pertaining to a mother or motherhood. Matrix, a dye or mold. Maudlin, foolishly sentimental. Maunder, to act dreamily or vaguely. Mauve, purple. Maverick, one who refuses to go along with his group. Mawkish, sickeningly sweet. Maxim, a principle or truth precisely stated, a saying. Mayhem, maiming another person, violence or destruction. Meander, to wind or wander. Mecca, a place where many people visit. Mediate, to help two opposing sides come to agreement. Mediocre, ordinary, average. Lange, a mixture. Melee, a noisy fight among a lot of people. Meliorate, to improve. Mellifluous, sweet and smooth. Mendacious, lying. Mendicant, a beggar. Menial, pertaining to servants, servile. Mentor, a wise advisor or teacher. Mercantile, pertaining to merchants or trade. Mercenary, motivated by money, greedy. Mercurial, like mercury, quick, changeable. Meretricious, superficially alluring. Mesa, a high, flat land with steep sides. Metamorphosis, a change or transformation. Metaphysical, pertaining to the nature of being or reality. Meet, to distribute. Meticulous, very careful about details. Metal, quality of character, especially good character. Miasma, a vapor rising from a swamp, an unwholesome atmosphere. Mean manner or bearing. Migrant, a person or an animal that moves from place to place. Militate, to work against. Mimetic, imitative. Mimic, to imitate. Minatory, threatening. Mincing, acting overly dainty or elegant. Minion, a favorite follower, a subordinate. Ministration, the carrying out of a minister's duties, service. Minutiae, minor details. Misadventure, a bit of bad luck. Misanthrope, one who dislikes other people. Misapprehension, misunderstanding. Miscegenation, marriage. Miscellany, a collection of varied things. Misconstrue, to misinterpret. Miscreant, an evil person. Misdemeanor, a minor offense. Misgiving, a doubt or fear. Mishap, an unfortunate accident. Misnomer, the wrong name applied to something. Misogynist, one who hates women. Mitigate, to make less painful. Mnemonic, helping the memory. Mobile, capable of moving or being moved. Mode, a manner or style. Modicum, a bit. Modish, in style. Modulate, to adjust or regulate. Moiety, a share. Mollify, to pacify. Mold to shed skin or other outer parts. Molten melted. Momentous very important. Monetary pertaining to money. Monolith a large piece of stone. Moot debatable. Morbid pertaining to disease, gruesome. Mordant biting, sarcastic. Mores ways or customs that are quite important to a culture. Moribund dying. Morose gloomy. Mortify to punish oneself by self-denial, to make someone feel ashamed. Moda spec. Motif a main feature or theme. Motility ability to move by itself. Motley of many colors, made up of many unlike parts. Mountebank a quack. Mufti civilian clothes. Mulet to fine, to get money from someone by deceit. Multiplicity a great number of various things. Mundane worldly, commonplace. Munificent generous, lavish. Muse to ponder. Mutable changeable. Mute silent. Mutilate to damage by cutting off or injuring vital parts. Mutinous inclined to rebel or revolt. Myopia nearsightedness. Myriad a great number. Nadir the lowest point. Narcissism love for and interest in the self. Nascent being born, starting to develop. Natal pertaining to one's birth. Nauseous sickening. Nebulous vague, indefinite. Necromancy black magic. Nefarious wicked. Negation denial, the absence of a positive quality. Negligible so unimportant that it can be neglected. Nemesis fair punishment, something that seems to defeat a person constantly. Neolithic pertaining to the Stone Age. Neophyte a beginner. Nettle to sting, to irritate or annoy. Neurosis a mental disorder. Nexus a connection. Nicety exactness and delicacy. Niggardly stingy. Nocturnal pertaining to night. Noisome harmful, offensive. Nomadic moving from place to place. Nomenclature a system for naming. Nominal pertaining to names, slight. Nonchalant cool, indifferent. Noncommittal not aligning oneself with any side or point of view. Nondescript, having few distinguishing qualities, hard to classify. Nonentity something that exists only in the mind. Nonpareil without equal. Nonplus to perplex non. Sequitur something that does not follow logically from what went before. Nostalgia homesickness. Notorious well-known often unfavorably. Novice a beginner. Noxious harmful, unwholesome. Nuance a slight variation of color, tone, etc. Nugatory worthless. Nullify to make invalid or useless. Nurture to feed and or raise a child. Nutrient a food. Oaf a clumsy, stupid person. Obdurate hard-hearted, hardened, inflexible. Obeisance a motion of reverence. Obese very fat. Obfuscate to make unclear, to confuse. Objurgate to rebuke. Oblation an offering. Oblique slanting, indirect. Obliquity the state of being oblique. Obliterate to wipe out. Oblivion forgetfulness. Obloquy verbal abuse or the disgrace that results from it. Obnoxious offensive. Obscure dim, unclear. Obsequious to servile or submissive. Obsession an idea that persists in the mind. Obsolete out of date, no longer used. Obstreperous unruly. Obtrude to push out. Obtrusive, pushy in calling attention to oneself. Obtuse, blunt, dull. Obviate to make unnecessary. Occlude to close, to shut in or out. Occult, hidden, secret, mysterious. Odious, offensive. Odoriferous, having a pleasant odor. Odyssey, a long journey. Officious, providing help that is not wanted. Ogle, to look at openly and with desire. Oleaginous, oily. Olfactory, pertaining to the sense of smell. Oligarchy, a state ruled by a few persons. Ominous, threatening. Omnipotent, all-powerful. Omniscient, all-knowing. Omnivorous, eating both animals and vegetables. Onerous, burdensome. Onslaught, an attack. Opaque, letting no light through. Opiate, a medicine or anything else that quiets and deadens. Opportune, at the right time. Opprobrium, disgrace. Optimum, best. Opulence, wealth, abundance. Oracular, wise, prophetic. Ordure, filth. Orifice, a mouth or opening. Ornate, heavily decorated, showy. Ornithologist, one who studies birds. Orthodox, holding the accepted beliefs of a particular group. Oscillate, to move back and forth. Osculate, to kiss. Ossify, to harden into bone, to settle into a habit. Ostensible, apparent. Ostentatious, showy, pretentious. Ostracize, to banish or exclude. Overt, open, observable. Overweening, extremely proud. Pacifist, one who opposes war. Paean, a song of joy or praise. Palatable, suitable for eating. Palatial, like a palace. Palaver, idle talk. Pall, to become boring or otherwise bothersome. Palliate, to lessen or ease pain, to excuse. Pallid, pale. Palpable, able to be felt or to be grasped by the senses. Paltry, insignificant. Panacea, a cure-all. Pander, to cater to another's unworthy desires, especially sexual. Panegyric, a formal tribute. Panoply, a suit of armor, a protective or showy covering. Paradigm, an example or model. Paragon, a model of perfection. Paramount, chief, dominant. Paraphernalia, personal possessions, equipment or gear. Parasite, one who lives off another without giving anything in return. Paregoric, a medicine. Pariah, an outcast. Parody, equality. Parlance, a manner of speaking or writing. Paroxysm, an attack or convulsion. Parricide, the killing of a parent. Parry, to ward off a blow, to evade. Parsimony, stinginess. Partiality, bias, prejudice. Parvenu, one who has risen in wealth or power quickly. Passive, yielding, non-resisting. Pastoral, pertaining to shepherds or rural life in general. Patent, obvious. Pathetic, pitiful. Pathos, a feeling of pity or sorrow. Patriarch, a father and ruler. Patricide, the killing of one's father. Patrimony, an inheritance. Paucity, scarcity. Peccadillo, a minor fault. Peculate, to embezzle. Pecuniary, pertaining to money. Pedagogue, a teacher, often a narrow-minded one. Pedantic, narrow-minded in teaching. Pedestrian, ordinary and uninteresting. Pejorative, derogatory. Pellucid, clear, easy to understand. Penance, voluntary self-punishment. Penchant, a taste or liking. Pendant, something that hangs. Pendant, hanging. Penitent, sorry or ashamed. Pensive, thoughtful. Penuria stingy, poverty-stricken. Penury poverty. Percussion the impact of one thing against another. Perdition damnation, hell. Peregrinations travels.